Hello everyone, I'm Xu Jin from Bank of China and I'm very glad to host this session. During this session, we'll focus on digitalization. Let me first welcome our distinguished guest speakers, Mr. Vincent Oberon, Director of ICC UAE. Vin, say hello to everyone.
Hi everyone, it's a great pleasure to be back with you again. I've been at the event physically and virtually now for, this will be my 11th year, I think, 10 or 11 years. So wonderful to be here, John. Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Lakshman, the founder of Trade Assets FinTech.
Good morning, good afternoon to everybody. Great to be back.
Nice seeing you here.
The most important thing about technology is that it works. So I'm going to start with Lakshman.
Can I ask you one favor? Can I just put up one slide?
Yes,
can I share screen? Can I share a list of our members?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Can you see my slide now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Lakshman, just getting back on track, we had a very interesting conversation at last year's 2020 ICC China Annual Survey about trade assets. And, in the market, we have had so many digitalization companies and fintechs making big promises, but progress has not been as great. Okay. But trade assets seems to be making progress in solving real problems. So we decided to have you back at this ICC China event to hear an update on trade assets. So now you're a CEO of Trade Assets, but before that you were head of trade finance at leading trade finance bank in the United Arab Emirates. You were also chair of the ICC Banking Commission in UAE. So you've been in trade finance for a long time.
Exactly, Vin. Thanks for the introduction. Good morning, good afternoon to everybody. Very happy to be back in ICC China conference. Thank you for inviting me. Yes, that's right, Vin. I have been in trade finance all my career, and with the ICC Banking Commission again, most of my career in UAE.
Okay. So picking up from where we left off last year, Trade Assets facilitates trade asset distribution using advanced technology, including blockchain, DLT, correct?
Exactly, Vin. Trade risk distribution, also origination, is a core part of what trade assets is all about. In fact, I would call it as our bread and butter business. In simple terms, that means we are connecting parties that need trade risk coverage or trade finance. You can call them essentially the emerging market banks. And Trade Assets has now made great progress, and I can say that we are building a global trade finance community, serving those that need trade risk coverage and trade finance, and those who wish to provide trade finance, who have the appetite in a secured digital ecosystems or platform. Just to summarize it in one sentence, our vision is to have banks connected to each other across the globe and seamless deals and data flowing.
Wonderful, Lakshman. Yes, indeed. And last year you provided a clear explanation of trade assets, so we don't need it this year. And the technology looked impressive. But if you don't mind me saying, to be frank, if you don't mind me, you were doing very little real business last year. So you had a nice concept, a nice demo, but no real business, no significant customers. So without customers and business, there is no confidence in what is offered, no matter how good it looks. So about the business.
Fair point, Vin. I'll agree that it's partially true. 1 year ago, in the beginning of 2020, we had a great proof of concept and we did a soft launch. But then, as you are all aware, we ran into COVID. And then everything slowed down, and especially the emerging market bankers started working from home. But you got to start somewhere. All the great journeys start with a single step. So we got started with 40 banks, and then we were focusing on signing up banks. But then once we got some significant players on the Trade Assets platform, especially the international banks and some of the large regional banks, as you will see on my slide, and the banks experienced, how easy and convenient it is to do this trade distribution process on a platform like Trade Assets. compared to how it was before, very complicated manual process.
Yes.
So then the business, we started seeing the business increase and the deals began to flow. The fact that the trade assets platform performed without any technical issues or any other issues created a lot of confidence with our member banks. And confidence builds trust, and trust in technology is key to success.
Yeah, well, Lakshman, speaking of success, if you don't mind me asking, how is business? If you don't mind, can you share information on perhaps the volume and value of trade deals you are putting through this trade assets platform at the moment?
Sure, Win. At this point in time, very happy to share this information. As on date, third quarter, September 21, in trade assets, we have passed our target of $1 billion posting. In fact, we had crossed $1 billion posting as against December, and currently we are at $1.2 billion of posting. Our membership is now 75 plus member banks, and I think that is a very good progress, which we thought last year that was a very ambitious target, but then now we are looking at $3 billion of posting next year.
Congratulations. I'm really glad to see the success. And, like I said at the start, I believe you are successful as a fintech for a very simple reason. You were using technology in a very smart way to do what we were already doing, but doing in a complicated manner. So one final question, Lakshman, before I move on. Can trade assets narrow this trade finance gap we're hearing about? That's such a big problem, okay? And then if you can give us some insight into what are the primary products you're dealing with on the trade assets platform?
Can we, thank you, Vin. Can we narrow the trade finance gap? The answer is an absolute yes, and we are doing it. In fact, it is one of our core objectives. And as I mentioned, we have passed $1 billion benchmark already, well ahead of our target. And many of these deals were initiated in the emerging market. And many of these deals, one has to say that they would not have happened without the trade assets connectivity. We were able to connect the emerging markets with the regional banks and the international banks. Regarding products, we are very excited at the future, but then at the moment we are seeing a lot of confirmations for letters of credit, discounting, your UPAS financing. Those are the main deals, followed by trade loans and some guarantee requests. But then we have introduced Islamic trade finance products, and we are also looking at we are piloting a mobile trade assets app. So soon we will have trade assets on everybody's mobile phone. So
wonderful, Lakshman.
Very exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. And now I'm conscious of the time. And so thanks, Lakshman. This was a great success story, solving real world problems and narrowing the trade finance gap. And we will be watching the progress of trade assets very, very carefully. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Vin. We are looking forward to seeing all our friends from China in Dubai in coming March 22 for the Global Trade Finance Summit, which is part of Expo Dubai. And I know that Vin is going to do a great job.
So, John, and we're nearly on time. I think we're about 3 minutes over time, but that's not so bad,
It's not your fault. My fault. I took too much time. Thank you. Brilliant. Very impressive. I'm thrilled at your introduction. And thank you so much. Thank you so much, Vin, Lakshman, formative introduction about and it's good news that technology works.